Some key leaders in the women's rights movement included Lucy Stone, Elizabeth Stanton, and Susan B. Anthony. These key leaders fought for women's equality with men. Lucy Stone was the founder of the NAWSA, which was the largest and most important suffrage organization in the United States, and was the primary promoter of women's right to vote. Elizabeth Stanton was one of the principal officers for the Seneca Falls Convention, which was the first gathering devoted to women's rights. And finally, Susan B. Anthony, with the help of Elizabeth Stanton, founded the Women's Loyal National League, which conducted the largest petition drive in the nation's history up to that time.
In 1919, Congress passed the 19th Amendment that prohibited sex-based restrictions for voting. In 1963, the Equal Pay Act was passed, which prohibits unfair wage disparities between men and women based upon sex for performance of equivalent jobs, i.e., equal work for equal pay. 1972's Title IX education legislation stipulates that the federal government mandate that schools receiving federal funding must provide equal educational opportunities and programs for males and females. 1973, Roe v. Wade, Supreme Court case regarding women's abortion rights that effectively serves as legislation with regards to what rights and protections women should have when deciding to have an abortion. In 1976, we see the first marital rape law in America is passed in Nebraska, making it illegal for a husband to have sex with his wife without her consent.
The Seneca Falls Convention was the first women's rights convention. It advertised itself as a convention to discuss the social, civil, and religious condition and rights of women. It was organized by Elizabeth Stanton in 1848. The Women's National League fought to establish a law for the emancipation of slaves. It was achieved when the 13th Amendment was passed in 1865. Jane Addams established the first settlement house in America, which provided numerous activities and services including health and child care, clubs for both children and adults, an art gallery, kitchen, gymnasium, music school, theater, library, employment bureau, and a labor museum. In 1960, the Food and Drug Administration approved the world's first commercially produced birth control pill.
A recent current event involving women's rights includes the act of replacing Andrew Jackson on a $20 bill with Harriet Tubman. Another current event involved the incident of April 2014 when an Islamic terrorist group named Boko Haram attacked and abducted 200 Nigerian girls in their own schools. However, some of the girls managed to escape and are now returning back to school, demonstrating the right to education. Another current event involved the evening of March 19, 2016, when Farkhunda Malzada was falsely accused of burning the Quran in Kabul, Afghanistan, where she was quickly slaughtered in the streets. However, a few days after, evidence proved she was innocent. From there on, women of Afghanistan marched in the streets to protest and demonstrate the mistreatment and abusement of women. Finally, a constant trend occurring in the United States includes women's protests and fight for abortion rights.